guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. We're back here at Tampa Honda, and guess what? I have that long-standing, top-winning sedan that Honda has just redesigned. Is this vehicle right here. This is an all-new 2023 Honda Accord. This particular one is a Sport L. But before we get into this mid-size sedan that is a hybrid, let's talk about what's going on here, the Accord. It's been around since 1976, if you could believe that. Has won Car and Driver's 10 Best like 5,000 times. No, not really 5,000 times, but it seems like it with the success that it's had. Now, mid-size sedans and sedans in general are getting less and less plentiful. Lots of brands like Mazda, Ford, they're killing off their mid-size sedans, but Honda wants to keep bringing the Accord, and for 2023, they made some big changes. Now, there's been a lot of chatter about what those changes are and how the vehicle looks, but if you're looking for a mid-size sedan, and you looked at the Camry, and you looked at the Sonata, and you looked at the K5, is the new Accord, especially the Sport L trim, the one to buy? Let's go ahead, let's dive into ours and find out. Right off the bat, the color. Color on this car makes such a big difference. An urban gray with the black accents, I think really kind of gives it a little bit sportier look. Now at the front of the business, this has been where all the arguing, all the arm wrestling, and definitely tons of tongue wrestling have been going on. It's with the front fascia. Headlight style, very slim compared to the previous generation. LED daytime running lamp and turn signal and full LED headlights. I like the way on the Sport, everything is blacked out on the interior. Working your way down, you do have functional corner air curtains, all flat black. This will take a better beating over time and wear a lot better. And then as we come across the front grille, this has been the big conversation piece. People have been calling it a Ford Taurus, people have been calling it a Ford Fusion. They have not really liked it, but you have this gloss black, horizontal slots with a little bit of V formation on the interior, fully functional. You do have active aero inside that open and close the shutters. And then down below, you have full functionality with the flat black. But let me know, are you finally over how the front end of this vehicle looks? Is it starting to grow on you? Let me know in the comment section. Now, as we get up on to that low slung hood, there is more space, more length between the A-pillars and where the hood comes to an end or a start, depending on which way you're looking at the vehicle. So you actually have a longer front nose than in the Accord of the past. And then coming around the bend, what are we working wheel and tires? So because this is a Sport L, you're actually getting the wheels, the 5-spoke wheels, off of the higher trim Sport Touring. Much nicer wheel, gloss black, machine aluminum, 19-inch wheel in diameter, 235 on the width, 40 series sidewall, and this is still only a front-wheel drive car. Some of the other brands, you can get all-wheel drive, even the Camry. Accord, you still cannot get an all-wheel drive vehicle, but this is hybrid, and wait until I talk about the MPGs. But let me know how you feel about the wheels with this urban gray. I think it's looking pretty good. Now coming down the side, Sport gets gloss black on the mirror caps. For some reason, Sport keeps the shiny bright metal, and I'm gonna zonk that. That should be gloss black or dark chrome. You do get a sunroof, standard size sunroof. Would be nice if it was panoramic. I like the way you have the urban gray color mesh on the door handles, and then just a little bit of flat black along the bottom there. The sill kind of extends out and then it tapers in. Coming towards the rear, I do like the way they brought the trim in this like boomerang shape and didn't bring it along the bottom portion. And then coming to the tail end of the business, you do get a nice gloss black trunk-lid spoiler on the Sport. They did a great job on the lighting. LED lighting, definitely better than the lobster claws or the staple look from the previous generation. And then working our way down, just clean. Accord, Sport, hybrid. I like the way they shrunk the Honda badge on the back and kind of sunk it into the black trim. And then just really clean on the bottom portion. Let me know if you would like to see some exhaust finish on the back. Right now it's tucked underneath that lower bumper area. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hood and talk MPGs of this new Accord. All right guys, we got the hood popped. You do have a prop rod, pretty much all the competition in this mid-size, not SUV, I'm doing so many SUVs, mid-size sedan segment. have a prop rod. So no, we're not gonna zonk that, but there is your one and only power option if you go with the Sport. So what you're looking at is that hybrid setup. Gone is the detuned Type R motor, and to me, that's the biggest zonk of them all. But what do we got going on underneath the hood? What you're looking at is a 2-liter naturally aspirated inline 4 producing 204 horsepower, 247 pound-feet of torque because it is mated to one electric motor. It's got a 1.1 kilowatt lithium-ion battery pack, 0 to 60 in about 6.5 seconds. And then obviously, when it comes to top speed, it is governed at 125 miles an hour. But the MPGs is where you win. 46 in the city, 41 on the highway, and the vehicle weighs around 3,500 pounds. So kind of sad. Actually, it's really sad that they got rid of the detuned Type R motor. But if you're looking for a vehicle to get that efficient mileage, this is definitely bringing some top numbers. But why don't we go ahead, let's fire it up and see it in motion. All right, guys, we are inside this 2023 Honda Accord Sport L. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, I want a new sedan. I don't want a SUV. How much is this thing? Very good question. MSRP for the Sport L Hybrid is right at $33,450. Let's see what you get for the money. To the door panels. Love the nice style. Soft touch material everywhere. No gloss black, which is nice. Soft material on the armrest with the stitching. Door pocket is a little tight, so you may have to take it a little easy and just get a double cheeseburger, not a Big Mac, but you could also get a can of Pepsi Clear in there. Now going from the door panel to the dash, same thing, the soft touch material. I like the way they brought the gloss black in because it's not really gloss black heavy. This wire mesh really brings up the level of feel and fit and finish inside. And then the new news is that when you go this route, you're gonna get that 12.3 inch infotainment system screen. So this is all new. We got our PowerFlow, full color graphics. I like the way you have your separate screen that you could scroll through on the right-hand side, Amazon Alexa, and then you got all your usual apps that you get from Honda. And what's cool is you can move them around very, very easily. So you could put them in any place. It's trying to show you how to do it, but you can put them in any place and it makes it very, very easy to do. And I'm gonna edit out of this. Don't show it again, please. Thank you. And then I'm gonna go back to home. And there we are. Let me throw it into reverse. Backup camera, it's on the grainy side. And I wish that it took all 12.3 inches up. I don't know what this is supposed to be. What is that? Is that a coffee cup? Is that a turret off of a tank? What is that? Is that like a weird shape and a square? Screen should take up all the room here. And it is a little grainy, but you do have trajectory, which is really nice. And you can adjust the camera angle very nicely. Throw it right back in the park. We're right back where we started. You have a real volume knob, which is a pleasure to see. Working our way down, we do get dual climate control. No heated seats, no ventilated seats. You're gonna have to go touring if you wanna go that route. 2 USB-Cs, enough room for 8 Twinkies, maybe 9 if you're having a good day. This is gonna control your CVT. 2 large cup holders. We got our drive modes, which I'll show you that when you come over the business side. Your Honda key fob. Looking good, looking clean. Let me show you on the infotainment system. I almost forgot. You can see the drive modes there as well. So don't show me this. I don't want to see. Here's your individual mode where you could customize. And then of course you have sport, you have normal, and you have econ. So if you want to go roll around the grass, then go into econ mode. If you want to go racetrack, go sport. It's easy as that. Soft material on the armrest. I like the stitching. Open it up. You got a 12 volt in there and you have enough room. I would say you could put 18 NES cartridges. So if you have Duck Hunt, Super Mario Brothers, Metroid, Legend of Zelda, keep them in there and maybe one day you'll prove everybody wrong and you'll sell them on eBay for millions of dollars. One day, maybe. Seats, you're getting cloth. So if you want the leather, you have to go Touring. Cloth seats, very, very durable. And I like the way they made it look good, even though it's cloth seats. Manual adjustments for the passenger. I have electric assist for the driver because I'm the captain of the ship. And then you do have a standard size sunroof. But why don't you come over to the business end? I want to show you the 10.25 inch, I measured it, digital gauge display coming over. All right, guys, business time behind the wheel. And right away, I'm gonna bring you into the pedal box because check it out. We have an aluminum dead pedal. See how nice that looks? Even my Type R doesn't have an aluminum dead pedal. Aluminum brake pedal and throttle in the sport trim. You do have your power seat controls for the driver, just like I told you. And I tell you, they do a great job with giving you a lot of room in this Honda Accord. Now, steering wheel, just like other Hondas, very well done. Perfect thickness, nice leather, a little bit of gloss black, everything else is flat black. You do have paddles to adjust different things. And then of course, you have your 10.25 inch digital gauge cluster. And what's nice is it does change a little bit depending on what mode you're in. So you can see how the colors change just a tad while you're going through your different modes. I'm gonna go back to sport. That's how we do it here on Rady's Rides. No head-up display, you gotta go Touring for that. But why don't we go ahead, let's get in the back seat because I want to go for a drive in this Accord. All right guys, back seat time, and I'm telling you, the wizards at Honda really opened up this back seat area. Even with the lithium-ion battery pack, tons of room in this back seat. That's about it though. There's nothing else to write home about in here. Let me show you. No pocket behind the driver's seat. That's a zonk. The biggest zonk is no rear AC, no connectivity in the back seat. WTF. I have a pocket over here, but what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to keep a couple battery banks, those chargers for people's phones and technology, and maybe a couple extra battery operated fans to cool yourself off because of this not having anything. So that's what you put in that pocket. The space is great. Can't complain about the space. And then you fold down, that's Charmin soft. So you got a nice armrest, 2 cup holders, but they really missed the ball on that one. But why don't we go ahead, let's get in the trunk and see how much room we have in this Accord. All right guys, time to get in the trunk. Now, when you think that, oh, I gotta have an SUV because I need room, Honda proves you wrong with the Accord. And even though this is a hybrid, check out how much cargo space we have. There's actually 17 cubic feet of space. You could fold down the rear seat. You got your handles right here to fold down that rear seat to get even more room. And there's so much room back here that guess what? Steven actually took a nap when I went for a drive with one of the other vehicles while we're here, and he was as happy as he could be in this trunk. But you know what? If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go take this Honda Accord Sport for a little spin. All right, guys, we're leaving Tampa Honda. We're in this 2023 Honda Accord Sport Hybrid. Right away, I have it in sport mode, and what's interesting is that when you're in sport mode, it does pump sound into the cabin. So it is meant to sound a little sportier, but it really does sound simulated compared to some other sounds that we've heard that have been pumped into the cabin. Getting to that massive 12.3 inch screen is well within reach. Very simple to get to. Obviously, we got our power flow, which I'll put up there so you can see the power flow that we got going on. Our digital gauge cluster. And what you're gonna really be happy about is that you can't really feel when the engine kicks on, which is nice. It's a very smooth on-off operation. With it being a mid-size sedan, it has so much room in here, especially that trunk space. And then you do have the ability to adjust the regen braking by using the paddles. So the paddles are not simulated shifts for the CVT. They're actually adjustments to the regen braking, the levels of regen braking, which is really nice. The graphics on the display are super clear and easy to read at a glance. Seats are comfortable, and you just, when you're behind the wheel of an Accord, you just realize all of the work that they put in over the years, what it equates to. And that's something, you know, you can say what you want about the outside of the Accord when it comes to the looks, but the interior is really, really well done. Pulling away from the light here, on throttle. So not as fast as the 2-liter turbo from last generation, but still has decent pickup, and it's the MPGs where you're gonna come out the real winner. I'm sure you heard the simulated pumped-in sounds that come from when you're in sport mode. But having the regen braking is really, really nice. It's easy to adjust by using the paddles, and it allows you to recharge that lithium-ion battery pack. You got the augmented reality in the center, which is great. And you could change to different information in that little cluster there. So you could pull up all of the different information that you need very easily through that center display inside the speedometer. So that's a nice touch as well. But really where it all comes down to is just how comfortable of a vehicle this is. And especially because you're gonna have greater range, it really allows you to take advantage of that driving experience to where you'll be able to easily go the distance and feel cool as a cucumber no matter where you're going. And I really, really like that setup with this Accord. Plenty of room in the back seat, and just incredible how efficient this vehicle is. What I want to do though is I want to get on the highway, because obviously a lot of people are going to commute, family trips, business trips, or just your daily commute on the highway. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it in sport mode, and we're going to go on throttle, and then I'll switch the modes so that you can hear the difference in the sound. But on throttle, so when you're on throttle is where you hear, of course, the pumped-in sound the most. I'm gonna go ahead and go into normal, and that takes it away. So that's nice, that you don't have to have that pumped-in sound unless you want it in sport mode. But going down the highway here, very smooth, very comfortable. Even with those 19-inch wheels, feels really good going down the highway over the expansion joints. Seats comfy, but remember, if you want more in the way of comfort and tech, you got to go up to the touring trim. But going down the road here, it feels really, really fantastic. Visibility is amazing. You're going to get all the latest Honda sensing technology, and obviously good safety tech as well. But I'm hoping that this has been a good, quick overall review of what the Honda Accord Sport L is bringing to the table. We're gonna get back and wrap this one up. So I'll see you at Tampa Honda in a second. All right, guys, it's been a great day here at Tampa Honda. Definitely got to thank Sam and the rest of the crew getting us access to this 2023 Honda Accord, this being a Sport L. Let me know what you think. Do you like what Honda has done with this vehicle? Would you rather go with one of the brands, maybe a Camry, maybe a Sonata, maybe a K5? Let me know down in that comment section. But if you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Ladies Rides family. Of course, we can't do it without Steven, working that camera like a champ. Show him some love in the comment section. Thank you, Steven, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.